Welcome guys, I'm Chanel Kissa, your host of Ladies Room Millennials, and we're back for episode 4. I have two beautiful, amazing, brilliant, courageous, high-achieving women that's going to be on air today. We have Rachelle Neal and we also have Shanna Baker. So we're going to go on commercial break right now, and when we come back, you guys are going to be able to meet them. Back to Ladies Room Millennials. I'm your host Chanel Kissa, and after that quick commercial break, I told you that we had two amazing, brilliant, courageous, high-achieving women, and they're here to join me on today's show. We have Rachelle. She's an actress, producer, and entrepreneur. She also is owner of Here by Simone. She stopped by and she gave me some of this mango shea butter. It smells really good, and it also has my hand glistening a little bit. But I'll give you more information about that. And then we also have Shanna Baker. She's owner of 4B Site Development and founder of Future of Hope, a nonprofit for kids. So ladies, how are you guys doing today?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining me. So what's been going on with you guys? I know you guys both been staying so busy. Tell me what's been going on, Rachelle.
Well, currently right now I have 2 commercials that are airing. One, Grow Financial, which
nice.
I filmed in Florida, and another that's airing primarily in Atlanta, but it's with Atlanta Hawks and Share Care. It's pretty cool. But one of my biggest recent achievements, and I'm really proud of, I have a show right now on Amazon called Music and Murder, and I'm part of the 2nd season, so we're just starting our promotional tour and everything, so you guys be sure to check that out. And yeah, just happy to be here.
So how is that promotional tour that you've been on? You've been out of town a little bit too.
Oh, well, yes, actually, Betty Davis, Miles Davis's wife, is my second cousin.
Nice.
So we did a documentary about her life and her music earlier last year. The end of last year, it premiered in Amsterdam, and I can't remember the date, but this past Saturday, we had the initial premiere in Pittsburgh, and it was also the first time the original band performed in 40 years, which was Funk House Band. So I was a part of that. Ended up being the manager of the band, which was so insanely crazy, but it's my dad and a bunch of men that I grew up with, but it was a really good experience, basically.
Nice, nice. So what can we look forward to seeing you more in other than those 2 commercials and as well as the show? Are you working on any projects that you can speak on that's to come?
The only other project that I'm working on currently right now is my own project that I produced called Haunted, and that's a horror film. And that will premiere probably in 2019, but right now we're just still in pre-production and production stages.
Okay, so I just want to ask you one last thing before we dive in some more. So I've seen so much about this product right here because I've seen you have so much advertisement through social media and stuff, but I never got a chance to try it until today. So honestly, like Shanna and I was like, gosh, we don't got no lotion, our hands are kind of like ashy. And then she was like, oh, Chanel bought you a gift, So tell us a little bit about this.
Pure was actually discovered, me personally, I suffered from eczema as a child, and being one who didn't want to put a lot of products on my skin that had chemicals involved in it, I set out in seek of a natural remedy. First time I went to Africa, I discovered a product very similar to this one, and it was literally the first time I saw my skin in 30 days. I was blown away, literally.
When you say saw your skin, what does that mean?
Saw my skin without eczema, like literally was able to, and I didn't have it all over my body, but it was my arms, my back, but I was literally able to physically see my skin. And I was getting the product imported back into me, and that got really costly. So I got together with a pharmacist, and we developed it according to different things in America, according to the climate, the food, the water, everything that we do on a daily basis. And within doing that, we found that there were so many different things that we could cure in one product. So it cures dark spots, psoriasis, eczema, as well as stretch marks. And I've continued to expand the line. Right now I have luxury soaps, and we're still going to keep working with some other products too.
So just for this product right here, how much does it go for?
That's the 4-ounce jar. That particular one is $7.99 on the site. And then I have a 8-ounce jar, which is $15.99 on the website.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining the show today. We're happy to have you. And Shanna Baker, what's going on with you?
What's going on with me?
You got so much. You got school, grad school, you got your 4B site development, You got your nonprofit, substitute teaching.
Yeah.
You got a lot.
It's a lot. So what I'll start with is 4B Site Development. It's a contracting company. It's a family-owned business. My father gave it to me in 2013. When I took over it, my plan was to expand it and bring it to how things are in today's society. We specialize in earth moving, site development, demolition, hauling. The last job that we did was we redid Westlake's baseball field. This was a 9-month project that we actually finished in 7 months. The latest project that we're working on now is a project for the city of College Park. It's a large project. We're basically doing the site development part, the clearing of the land, so that they can prepare to build new shopping centers in the area to bring more jobs. So that's what I'm doing for the construction company.
Well, before you dive into the next, I just have to ask you a question. So, like, how does it feel to be a woman in a male-dominant industry? Because you have brothers.
Yes.
And you're the youngest.
Yes.
And your daddy decided to give it to you to run.
Yes. So when he first offered it to me, I was a bit nervous. Being a woman in a male-dominant field and also being a African-American woman, I was a bit nervous. However, I put my hard hat on and took it on the best way that I could. I've had a few problems as far as, like, of course, you know, with the men. I've had problems with being in meetings and men thinking that I do not know what I'm talking about because I am a female contractor.
But you've been around it your whole life.
Yes. So I've been around it my whole life. I grew up in it and I know a lot about it. So, yeah,
That's basically it.
that's basically it. So we're here now. We're looking at a big job now at the airport. They're going to extend, they're going to add a whole new terminal. It's just a lot out here that we're looking to do, and yeah, that's it.
I like it. So I like how you have your hands in the construction area, but then also you have your hands involved with kids, with your nonprofit, as well as substitute teaching.
Right. Okay, so my nonprofit is the Future of Hope, cultivating today's youth for a better tomorrow.
Cultivating today's youth.
So what we do is basically we created, we're starting with after-school programs. And we're starting with the schools that's in the, I guess what you can consider like poverty, single parent homes,
Like
low income based families. What we do is we go in and we we're tutors and mentors. We started off with the after school program. We do different things, such as tutor them, mentoring them, doing fun activities, self-esteem builders, and things of that nature.
Do you think it's something that you're able to tap in to increase standardized test scores and like help students that, you know, don't have stronger reading levels,
Yes.
improve on their math skills, science skills, all just across the board with that?
Yes. So what we're also focusing on now and that's why we're diving more into the low-income, single-family areas, because that's where the test scores are low.
Yeah.
So as this is actually around the time that we're focusing on testing more. We use a platform, IXL, which they have math, science, and different things, and it's on the computer, but we have certified teachers to proctor these students and to help them and to build test scores, so that when they go to their actual schools and they take their test and we're not there, they can still do it and the test scores are rising. So that's what one of our main focuses are.
Do you think it has helped that you, since you're a substitute teacher, do you think being a substitute teacher has helped you be a better mentor with your nonprofit?
Certainly. My nonprofit I recently just started it, but I've been working with kids for the past 8 years. Now, I recently started to do substitute teaching so that I can actually go into the school system and see what are the major needs for these children, because they are our future. And coming from a two-parent home, I had the same issues that they did growing up. However, I feel like I had a great support system, which that's all that many of our kids today lack. So if I can step in and be that support system and build a team to support for them, then we can get the test scores up and everything of that nature.
Well, a support system is needed, and we'll be right back after commercial break. Welcome back to Ladies Room Millennials. I'm your host again, Chanel Kissa, and we have Rachelle Neal and Shanna Baker. So ladies, what's been going on? We had International Women's Day, March 8th. Did you guys do anything to press forward for progress?
Yes.
What's going on? What did you do, girl?
Well, just so happened you invited me to this event. She Leads Atlanta. It was hosted at
WeWorks, Midtown.
Midtown. And when I first got it, I sent it to as many women as I possibly could. I didn't get much feedback, but however, I registered, I went, and so happened.
When you say you didn't get much feedback, many people didn't respond to the text and actually
Yes.
RSVP?
Right.
Okay.
So I went ahead and I went by myself, and one of my other friends, she was there. It was such a great experience. I think I texted you that night, thanking you. It was such a great experience to see so many women from all different walks of life. You had women that came from the Army, women that worked for the city of Atlanta, women that own their own companies, women that worked in a coffee shop. So it was all different walks of life and all different cultures. And they basically had a platform of like different
That was the
women.
panel.
Right.
Okay.
These were the people that were on the panel. They discussed different rates as far as like women and women entrepreneurs, and like how women, we are the most between women and men. Women put more money back in their community than men. And we just have to get together and understand how much funding there is for women entrepreneurs and helping women entrepreneurs build themselves and stuff like that. And they did not just focus on women. They also talked about how you can have a man that supports you, that helps you, and helps you want to build your, whatever you decide to do. But it was just so
That's
good.
like relationship goals right there, though, right?
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
relationship goals when you
Absolutely.
have a man that's
A man to
supporting
support.
you. Yeah.
It's nothing like support. I always say that and as far as you saying relationship goes, because there's power in
Always
unity.
been involved in the community. I've always helped those that were less fortunate or just did not have the same things that I did.
Where did you
So
get
that's-
that need from?
It's just been a part of my life. My mother, she's always given to the community, so her being one of my biggest role models, I always kind of mimicked and idolized what she did. So it just became a natural thing that I did, honestly.
So it's a part of that support system.
Mhm, the system,
Okay.
absolutely. The values and morals that are pushed down from generation to generation. And within that, I started a nonprofit organization for young girls. Excuse me. It's called the ID Project. And the ID Project, which is the identity, and the main mission is to aid in the growth and development of young girls while helping them find their identity. We have to start being accountable for who we are in life. And
Right.
we're really not taught to do that. We're taught to just accept and move on.
Right.
However, there's a lot of lessons that people miss. So therefore, they continue to have the same exact habits over and over and over.
Right.
But when you get to the true root of who you are, you understand and know why I act this way in this situation. Right. And is this good, is it healthy, or is it unhealthy for me? And if it's unhealthy, I learn from it and then I can move on. So when I'm faced with it the next time, I know how to turn left instead of right, so then I can move on to the next process in my life.
Exactly.
And it's truly, like I was mentioning earlier, if you teach a child, you teach a woman, you teach the nation. And we truly have to go back to that, with that being the root, because we're the caregivers. We're the ones who give love and give so much love. So if we don't have any, if we're not filled in a way that we can give, we see what's happening to the world, and we look at the climate and just all the things that are happening, but it goes back so much further to like Mother Nature. We have to take care of the mother, the woman, the womb who carries that
project and what it stands for and helping them find their identity and stuff like that, because like I said, that's the root. And if they find their identity, their jobs, their careers, schools, and everything will be,
It's crazy because there's so much power in words. And I think that although we realize how much power it is in words, we don't use it enough to like help us direct the path that we're trying to go in, So even when it comes to International Women's Day, like that hashtag they have, Press for Progress, it's like it kind of taps back in. It's like, what is your press for progress? Like, we can't just celebrate this day as one day. We can't celebrate this month of March as it being just, a women month that we're just going to celebrate women. It has to be something that we do every single day if we're going to bridge the gap equality when it comes to wages, when it comes to us diversifying male-dominant industry, or even, why does it even have to be a male-dominant industry? If I know how to do the skill, then it should be done, Days like International Women's Day and months like March that celebrate women should be an everyday thing that we continue to celebrate. And I think two beautiful women like you having your own initiatives and also being impactful in the arenas that you guys play in every day with your career fields, it's amazing. So keep doing what you're doing, keep fighting hard. We're going to move on right along to something a little bit more softer and somebody that America celebrates so much. And we're talking On the Run Tour 2, featuring Beyonce and Jay-Z. You got to put Beyonce first, right?
That's right.
Beyonce and then Jay-Z. Okay. Sasha Fierce, the kids, Jay-Z. It's so crazy to me because it's like what the couple can't do. They didn't have Blue Ivy. They didn't have the twins, okay? Right. They have like this crazy empire. They're this billionaire couple. So I just don't know what to expect from On the Run.
I can personally just say she's getting her best life right now. She has her husband, she has her children, and she's literally going on tour making money with her husband.
From going to the On the Run Tour 1 and going back to my power and unity, I like the way that they both kind of like, but sometimes people overlook it as far as like the relationship that they have. How Beyonce talks about all the things that she went through with their marriage, and I like that she keeps it real. And also how Jay-Z comes back with his music and how it interacts with each other. And so even if you're not a big Jay-Z fan, in order to kind of understand the two, you gotta go listen to
to kind of get the full story.
Yeah, you gotta listen to both. Or like if you got a man, he's really not Beyonce fan, he's gonna have to go listen
to catch the other part. That's some truth. That's some
true
power. And
Beyonce did say, she had said, you gotta have a non-disclosure to party with me. So I just want to know what kind of party that they gonna have and what kind of party I can expect to see at this concert. Trump is trying to push, I guess, we can kind of call it a war on drugs like President Reagan did back in the day, but he wants to push laws to say, hey, if you are a drug dealer, you can be sentenced to the death penalty. And for me, I'm totally against that. Like, there's so many other crimes out here that you can say, you need the death penalty for this. But drugs, honestly, just drugs, like, drugs is something that you indulge on your own account. No one is forcing you to do drugs, but if you sell it, distribute it, you can actually be sentenced to the death penalty. I think that's not even a little harsh. I think that's crazy. What are your views about it? Speechless? Speechless. I know. Right.
I think he needs to go back and revisit other laws to change that would help our lives better as citizens in America instead of specifically targeting drugs.
Right. Other laws like what? Maybe he'll watch. Maybe we'll get so lucky to where he'll be like, let's click on Ladies Room Millennials. Let's watch host Chanel Kissa. She has Rachelle Neal and Shanna Baker, and they're going to help us. They're going to help me be the president in this country by saying, okay, not drug laws, we're going to take on gun laws. Let's try that. Because in your school that you teach at, what's going on there?
School that I work at, they had the students wear orange. However, you had a choice if you wanted to walk out or stay, not be a part of it. If you didn't want to be a part of it, you would sit in the cafeteria. But what they did was they took them out on the football field. They had like a candlelight, a moment of silence for some of the people that have been slain due to gun violence in schools and things of that nature.
49 states did this thing too,
Only
right?
49.
So
which
it's
is 50,
one state.
One state.
We couldn't find out what that one state was, so if somebody wants to comment
Maybe it's
below.
Alaska.
Alaska?
Maybe.
I feel like people in Alaska probably, there's a lot to do with hunting, so maybe they don't. I'm not talking about Alaskans, but
Right.
it's just crazy to me that nationwide in 49 states, kids are walking out to protest gun laws. And we have a president of the United States saying, okay, if you commit drug crimes, you're going to be sentenced to the death penalty. What about gun crimes?
Yeah.
What about rape charges? What about all of these other things
Do you
that
know
we
the
could
first
be...
thing he needs to go to? He needs to go back to school and just understand what it means to be honest.
Go back to
I think
school.
that's the drawing board. Honesty. Honesty.
So you think that you learned
On
that in
so many
school? I
levels.
think you learned that like when you're like 1 through 5.
Yeah.
So that's like really going
You're
I
up
guess
for
it varies from each family to family.
Yeah.
However, he just needs to understand the importance of being honest because it's making the rest of the world feel that you can lie and get away with it.
Right.
If the president of the United States has the ability to do so, blatantly lie and get away with it, what makes everybody else any different? So it's like you have to kind of lead by example. And I think that's the beginning of the drawing.
Since we were talking about Trump, there has been this show that talked about different social issues that go on in America so far as Trump elections, gun violence,
The N-word.
the N-word, as well as NFL protesting, kneeling. And we're talking about Blackish. 79% of the viewers are non-Black that watch the show Blackish. That covers a American Black upper middle class family issues that relate to the Black view in social America, how we view things and how we are affected by things. So this show, this episode of this show was actually shelved. Shelved meaning you will never see the show as of right now because of decisions made within the network. They couldn't agree. So basically what happened, they did a show covering the NFL kneeling, why they are protesting and not saluting the Star-Spangled Banner and saluting the flag. They decided to not move forward with it. I just want to know, like, what are your viewpoints on, NFL players kneeling to the Star-Spangled Banner, as well as this show being shelved when they tried to highlight issues like this, although they didn't highlight an issue about President Trump, his election, and other social issues that came about.
I'll say, as far as like working in a school and where we say the pledge every morning, and I have both Caucasian, and African American students that do not stand for the pledge. It's the same as the kneeling of the NFL, and this is our youth that's not standing. They're younger, they're a much younger generation, and they're not standing. They're not. Some of them don't even pay attention to the.
They just talk, right?
They talk right through it.
I feel like we're in a society today where the youth are more aware of our rights and the voice that we have. And I feel that a lot of people don't want to continue doing things that they don't support and they don't feel like actually supports who they are.
Like it's systematic.
Absolutely. So it's like I'm now educated fully. I have a real understanding for what the pledge means, but I don't value the pledge. I don't take that over my life. So for you to put that onto me that I have to do this every day, I don't agree with that. And at the same time, while I'm still here playing for the team, I need you to respect me and my values the same way I respect you. And I think that's where the kneel kind of came from. But I think we live in a society where they truly don't want people to have opinions. You don't want people to know that voice that they have. And that's where the issues start to arise. And unfortunately, I'm sure they stopped the show from airing because it will cause an uprise, not just in society, but also for their funding, all the writers, the staff, the crew. We're not aware of the social differences that they deal with every day. So if they came to an agreement not to air it, I'm sure it was for the sake of the network and also the
Of
show.
course, I think that it was for the right reason, but I think actually having the show air, I think there could have been so much positivity in allowing so many different people to see it from a different, really deep. And I honestly understand because the viewership is 79% non-Black. I feel like that show is brought into numerous Americans' households. So I feel like it will be able to give you a viewpoint as to why people kneel to the flag. I do think that that's a really heated topic that's tied into sports, politics, and now Hollywood.
Well, hopefully another show will actually pick up the topic and do an episode on it.
Because it's a heavy
That would
topic.
be great.
It's
Absolutely.
a very heavy topic, and we don't know how they spin
Yeah.
the topic, you know? We're going to go on a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Ladies Room Millennials. I'm your host Chanel Kissa, and we have Rachelle Neal and Shanna Baker. So thank you guys so much for discussing all these deep issues as well as fun issues that we discussed today. Please let our audience know where they can find you.
So you can find me at RachelleNeal.com. That's RachelleNeal.com. Instagram, Rachelle Neal. Twitter, Rachelle Neal. Facebook, Rachelle Neal.
Keeping it consistent.
Very consistent.
Keep it consistent.
And then also, if you're looking to purchase any of Pure by Simone, you can purchase that at purebysimone.com, and that's PUREBYSIMONE. Instagram, Pure by Simone, and yeah, there you have it.
Keeping it consistent. You see that here, right? And what about you, Shanna? You got an event coming up, huh?
Yes, so the Future of Hope is having a launching event, basically raising money to feed the kids of the Atlanta Mission Women's Shelter. We'll feed them for 12 weeks every Friday. The event will take place April 28th, which is a Saturday. It will be a brunch, and tickets will be available for purchase starting next Tuesday, which is March 20th. They'll be $30 a person. And my Instagram is SBB Monroe, and my Facebook is Shanna Baker.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. I cannot wait to see all these things that you guys are working on, your commercials, your events, and then you guys actually partnering up because they said on these commercial breaks how they was going to meet up and talk about how they're going to help these kids to their initiative. So I cannot wait to see it. Keep me involved. Let me know how I can help. I'm here. This platform is here for you guys. And that's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.